the 2009 Porsche Cayenne. The only difference is this year an upgrade to the radio, but this baby now has a diesel engine. And although the entry-level cars have been a bit of a cynical exercise to get buyers into the showrooms, this diesel has got enough torque to really be worth considering. So let's go for a drive. When Porsche first introduced the Cayenne, I think everyone thought they were nuts because they're so well known for their sports cars that a big SUV just seemed like just too different. But in fact, taking the performance high ground for SUVs has worked really well for the brand, and arguably it saved Porsche from oblivion. The difficulty, of course, is that the really high performance ones are kind of pricey, and if you really would like to buy a Porsche, you need something a little bit more entry level. This 3-litre V6 common rail turbo diesel delivers 550 Newton meters of torque, and fitted with this Tiptronic Auto you can go from 0 to 100 in 8.3 seconds. Now that Tiptronic means you can change manually. One advantage of the diesel engine is it's giving all its torque really low down the rev range, and that means you've got very good acceleration from a rest, but it's really barely idling through town, so it's kind of restful. The power's all there if you want it, but it's just growling along rather nice. One of the reasons you buy a Porsche is for handling. So if you want an SUV that handles, you get something like this. And although I'm not going to throw it around because my camera lady would be flying about the car, you really can throw this thing about in the sort of way you would never imagine you could do with an SUV. Now, if you want to go on gravel or off-road, there's a little lever here that will allow you to select low range and the protocols for off-road, but the stability control system will also automatically recognise if you're on a soft surface. So if you brake hard, the systems and sensors realise that you're in gravel, they'll alter the protocol of the ABS so you can still stop. This car's a bit stripped down for a Porsche. There are a lot of things that you might expect from a big SUV that costs 136 grand that you don't get in this car, but you do get a lot of the stuff that just makes it really easy to live with. And what's particularly impressive is even though it's big, there's a lot of space in here, the ergonomics are really good, so I can easily reach every single control I want to without having to stretch. When you stop on a flat surface, this car, and you put your foot on the brake, this car will automatically change into neutral to save fuel, and then automatically change back into gear when you pull away. This car tows up to 3.5 tonnes, and although the tow ball is a cost option overseas, it's standard here, and it uncouples, tucks into the side of the boot, or you take it out and fit it, and it's got 2 tow balls which easily interchange. One of the things you'll notice about a Porsche is they really dot the I's and cross the T's. So there are little bag hooks hidden away here and there. The rear glass will open and close separately so you don't have to open the boot. Lots of those little things that you really learn to appreciate. You don't really want to use the manual gear change much around town, although it's very good if you're driving in a sporting mode on a windy road. Very easy to do though, you don't even have to reach the gear lever, you just use the steering wheel mounted paddles. This car starts at $136,000, which is just $1,000 above the entry-level petrol model. But as with any Porsche, you can very, very quickly add to that by ticking the options boxes. These gorgeous 21-inch sport wheels and the arch extensions add $7,800 to the retail price of this car. The front seat heaters, which I'm kind of enjoying in this winter weather, they add $1,210. And in fact, this car in total doesn't cost $136,000, it costs $148,835, and we've barely started with the option boxes. Could be worse. Overseas, the metallic paint, the leather, the multi-function wheel, the ski bag and tow hitch would all cost you extra. One of the things I like about a big diesel like this is the soundtrack. These modern diesels don't sound agricultural, but they've got that kind of throaty, macho sort of note, which is much more pleasant than the V6 petrol can offer. The Cayenne undoubtedly has presence, but the sporting variants that kind of make the most sense if you really want a sports SUV are really, really pricey, and the V6 petrol lacks performance. This diesel offers you relative affordability and a heck of a lot of performance punch.